everybody. Josh from the Digital Desert Podcast. And today we're joined by our new co-host, Mercedes. Say hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yep, and we're going to be going through a pretty nice agenda today. We got a clarification first on what the podcast will actually be like. And I'll get into that in a second. But after that, we're going to do some free games. We're going to do Retro Game of the Day, one of my favorite little bits. We're going to have a fun Overwatch quiz for our co-host here, see if she knows as much as she thinks about Overwatch. And then our meat of the podcast, you got the sandwich for like the intro and everything, and then the most important part of the podcast sandwich is the meat, right? That's going to be, why is college so damn expensive? So let's go ahead and get started then. So clarification. So in my first pilot episode, I said, okay, so we're going to have two podcasts, right? We're going to have the gaming podcast, which is just going to be talking about games. And then we're going to have the general podcast, which will be like life stories, whatever news that I want to talk about. I decided to combine that just into one because I don't really see the point in doing two, and I'm kind of lazy, so one really fits. So that will just be called Digital Desert Podcast. We're getting rid of the gaming and the other kind of categories here. We'll still talk about all that stuff, just it'll all just be in one nice little show. We also have a stopwatch now. Last time I went a little over my 20 to 30 minute goal here. What was I think I was at like 40 minutes, and I was like, damn. I told him right in the beginning, oh, no bullshit, I'm going to be doing short show, and then I go and do an hour show. So I have a stopwatch, so we're gonna keep on time here. Free games. Everyone loves free games, right? Get your free games, Subnautica, everything. So first game I want to talk about, it's called, how about you pronounce this? Because I don't know how to pronounce this. The first one right here.
Pikuniki. Or wait.
Yeah.
Pinikuniku.
It's Pikuniku. I said Pikuniku. I'm not sure. Nuki? I don't know. That doesn't sound right. We'll go with Pikanuku. Okay, it's something with a P.
Pikanuku.
Yeah, something like that. So it's part of Twitch Prime. So cool thing about Twitch Prime is if you have Amazon Prime and you link it to a Twitch account, Twitch Gaming, just if you like watching streams and stuff, they'll actually give you free games throughout the month. Every month they have a list of free games. I got started when they did the Fortnite skins. Remember that one skin I have? It's yeah, I know, it's a cool skin. It's kind of like the Havoc skin, but it's instead of being like almost like a bomber, it's more of like a secret agent. He's got gray camouflage. Anyway, so if you're part of Amazon Prime, just link it to your Twitch and you get the Pikuniku game for free. Now what it is, as far as I've read, is it's a puzzle game that looks all cute, like a storybook, but it's got like some kind of secret government conspiracy type thing going on. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly how to explain it, but I suggest looking it up. The Flame in the Flood. I'm not really into these type of games, but again, free game, why not? It is a game where it's called a roguelike. So you're basically trying to survive in this, I guess, post-apocalyptic dystopian America, and you're trying to navigate a river. But the thing is, if you die in the game, even once, permanent death, and you have to start again from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like that. I don't like it either. I like playing games.
Who's the creator of this?
Yeah, I know, right?
No wonder it's free.
There's so many games that do that are just like, they have like this cult following of people that are like, let's see how long I can survive. And I'm like, that just sounds dumb. Because if you get to the very end...
Sounds plain boring.
Yeah, if you get to the very end and you're like, wow, I got all this stuff, and then like a boulder falls on your head and you're like, well, there goes my entire save file. You know what I mean? You have to start over. But
some people are into it.
Yeah, some weird people. A bunch of
no offense.
A bunch of neck beards.
No offense if
yeah. So we have Assassin's Creed Rogue. It is free for Xbox Live Gold, whatever you want to call it. Basically, if you have an Xbox, you should know about it. It's their little free games they give. It's set in the 18th century. I believe it was the 7 Years' War. I could be wrong, but it's in between Assassin's Creed 3 and... No, damn, I don't even play Assassin's Creed, so what am I talking about? Basically, It's after Assassin's Creed 3, naval combat, Revolutionary War, some shit like that. Basically, it's free, so go ahead and try it. Who cares? Even if you don't like it, it was free, right? Now, do you have any free games that you have found, or are you not even looking, man?
Fortnite, my bro.
Oh my god. Fortnite is free just in general.
Exactly.
No, but
I'm just kidding.
every episode I'm going to be like, by the way, 15th reminder, Fortnite's free.
Subnautica was free.
Subnautica was free, but no longer. So I don't want to tease anyone, like, oh, Subnautica was
guys.
free. Yep.
Y'all missed out.
Yeah, you missed out. I actually got a hold of that. Still haven't played it. But, yeah, I don't know. I just... something about it. Under the Sea, yeah. It actually is. It's a ocean-based game.
Played.
Oh, you've played, but I haven't. Okay. Maybe we can play together one day, possibly. Is there multiplayer or is it single player?
I don't know, bro. I just played it once.
Oh, wow. So, see, even you were like, I'll play one day later.
I don't know. It's a bunch of, like, looking under the ocean.
I heard it was supposed to be scary. Like, once you get
survival.
into it, it's supposed to be a little scary. Like, the creatures that come out are like, whoa.
It looked colorful under the ocean.
Oh, yeah, it looks colorful till you get deep down, and it's like, I can't see
It's
anything.
kind of hard to get deep down, though, because, I mean, you lose oxygen, so you have
Yeah,
to go
that's
back
why you gotta
up.
upgrade your
That's
oxygen
why I
tank,
didn't like
man.
playing that game just the first time, because I kept dying, man. I kept trying to go down to see, like, the sparkly
The
things.
sparkly things? Well, that's where they trick you, because the sparkly things are probably mines or something, where you're like, oh,
Not
it's this,
actually sparkly.
and you
they're
grab it,
colorful,
and then you die.
I guess.
Now, how long have you been a gamer?
All my life, brother.
All your life, brother.
You just
Can't
didn't
forget
know
about
it.
the brother. Okay, well, I'm gonna call bullshit on that, because
What?
if you don't know this game that I'm about to list for Retro Game of the Day, I think you are not a gamer at all.
It's Toontown.
No, that was... I'm like, okay, wait, you got me. No, that was last week. This week is different, okay? So, have you ever played PS2, like, a lot?
Kinda, I don't remember.
You don't
I
remember?
was like 5, dude.
5?
I'm
What?
just kidding.
What are you talking about? How young are you, or how old are you? Yeah, that would mean you're like...
I don't know, I was freaking
Yeah.
young. I can't
Okay,
remember that.
I see what you're saying, but you remember like a lot of the older games, right? Like you played Banjo-Kazooie or whatever.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot, that's what I meant.
Spyro.
That's what I meant, Crash
Donkey
Bandicoot.
Kong.
Donkey Kong? Okay, King Kong and Donkey Kong. So this game that I'm about to play, you're going to have to listen very carefully to the theme, and you're going to try to guess what game it is. This is the main theme. It's an original soundtrack made just for the game, and right when you start the game and get into the main menu, this is a song that always plays. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, well, it's time to get ready, because here we go. It's catchy, isn't it?
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of this?
No. Is it freaking that cube thing?
Minecraft?
That game, what was it? GameCube. I never played GameCube.
Yes, there's a game called GameCube. Yeah.
Okay,
No, that's a system. No, this is just a retro game of the day.
It's a game. Retro game.
So, I'll tell you what the game is, okay? Burnout 3 Takedown.
I've never heard of that.
One of my all-time favorite racing games ever. It had the best soundtrack, the coolest game mechanics, and it was the most fun way to race that I've ever played in any game. Sounds like a mouthful of cool stuff, right? So, oh wait, hold on.
Based on the intro, I
got
would say the opposite.
I got
It
a
wasn't
button
great.
for that. A mouthful of cool stuff.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I even
Oh my
have
gosh.
I have a little soundbite for moments when you say something that could sound wrong. I'm gonna hit that every time. That's what she said. That's
You mean all the time? Because I'm always wrong?
no, not like no. I meant like something that sounds like that's what she said. Not like wrong, like incorrect.
Oh.
Yeah, silly. Come
That's
on,
what she
man.
said.
That didn't even make sense.
Donald
Get out
Trump
of here.
was. Go ahead.
Donald Trump, you're using this that I found at Goodwill. So, where was I? We were just talking about the retro game of the day. Oh yeah, so, coolest soundtrack. We'll start with that. And this is going to be me trying to convince you guys why you should even play this game. So, soundtrack for... It says Need for Speed, but I promise it's not Need for Speed. This is for Burnout. So first we got, let's see, if you know any of these. Franz Ferdinand, This Fire. Do you know that one?
I don't know.
How about, does this ring a bell? Ringing a bell, right? Yeah, I'll skip forward a little. This is a classic.
It's not. I was into the whole story mode based thing.
No, this has a story mode. It's got Crash Nav, one of the best DJs for a game ever. He was the coolest DJ. He was always like, "Yo, man, heading up to Irvine, got ourselves a raise. It's gonna be crazy around the Golden Gate Bridge," or whatever he says. But basically,
it sounds like a bunch of nonsense.
It kind of was, but that's why it was cool, because it was just a nonsensical game. It didn't even make sense, right? So these aren't just songs in the game. These are real songs that played on the radio. Okay, how about these? You would know this one. Ramon. Actually, you know what? You wouldn't know this one. Ramones. I want to be sedated. Na 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 na. I want to be sedated. Come on, you're giving me nothing to work with here. How about Yellow Card? Now, Yellow Card made Ocean Avenue.
You expect me to remember this one? I can't remember this.
Hold on.
Sounds like 90s music.
It's I Can See You Breathing. It is 90s music. Well, the game was released in 2004, but they use a lot of really cool 90s, 2000s rock, which a lot of games, they usually do their own soundtrack. But this had like a real radio, like the in-game radio was almost like you're listening to an actual radio. Just to go over through a couple, Fall Out Boy. Come on, you've heard Fall Out Boy at least, right?
Maybe.
Finger 11. Finger 11, Paralyzer. Oh, how did the song go? Hold on, no. It's always that moment, and it's like trying to think of a song, and you're like, how does it go? It's the one that's like, something struck by you, I want to make you move because you're standing still. That's not the song they play, but that's the band.
Okay, then why are you telling me that?
Well, because then you know who Finger 11 is. Local H. You probably don't know that one. They make Bound to the Floor, which is my favorite song. My Chemical Romance, this you've heard. I've played this in my car because it's just such a cool song. I either feel old or I don't think these songs...
What do you mean old? We're the same age.
I think it's either that or...
You're just an old man by heart.
Or these songs are not as popular as I thought. But come on, My Chemical Romance, that is the ultimate emo kid fucking band ever.
Listen to
Let's see. You got Rise Against, okay. You have, let's see, Jimmy Eat World. That's pretty much the main ones that we got here. But point is, coolest soundtrack ever for the coolest game ever. You're racing around cities, right? And you got a couple different modes. So the first one is just your standard race. But the whole takedown part of the Burnout 3 title, right? The whole point is to hit other cars into barriers so that way you can get ahead. So it's not like your standard race where it's like, oh, I have to pass them. Hooray, I passed them. No, this one's like, can I hit my opponent into a truck, an oncoming truck, and blow them up? And what was cool about that is you
I think I did play that game.
You did. I feel like everybody has played that game because it is super good. Yeah, and you smash into them, and it like slow motion. You can watch how they crashed, and like
I think I did, honestly.
Yeah, see, now it's coming back to you.
Terrible game.
Oh, come on.
I did not like that in this type of game.
You don't even like anything, so
yes,
whatever.
I like Spyro.
Oh, you're like, wait a minute, do I like anything? But no, it was so cool because they also had the crash mode where the whole point was to crash into a intersection, and the goal was to cause as much damage and as much crashes as you can, and they would add up the total of all of the damage that you did.
I did play this game. I
Yeah, it adds up all the damage. It goes through the whole entire map, and it says like this car was worth 11,000, and your goal is to cause the most damage. It was a badass game. I liked it. Yeah. Do you have any retro games you want to talk about while we're on the subject here? I mean, it was supposed to be retro game of the day, but it can be games of the day.
Shoot, I don't know any games, brother. I like Super Mario.
Super Mario, that is pretty retro, but it's also pretty unoriginal. Everyone knows Mario. Well, come on.
Hey.
Come on.
I'm pretty basic.
Pretty basic?
Yeah.
Well, you know what else is not basic?
What?
How much we have to pay for college. Now, we're both college students, right? Or am I wrong? Or am I wrong? Are we both college students, right?
Yeah, you're right. Sadly.
Sadly, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool and all, get a degree or whatever, but how much money are we putting into our education? We went from free for 12 years of our life, free school, and all of a sudden they're like, that'll be $10,000, and you're like, wait, whoa,
a semester?
No, that would be
a year.
Yeah, that's a year, okay. But don't you ever think, man, every year it just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Every year, right? Well, let's take a look at some stats I pulled up. Right here. Here's how much more expensive it is for you to go to college than it was for your parents. This is CNBC. I don't really like to trust the media with a lot of stuff, but I feel like numbers are something that you can't really, there's no opinion to it. They either tell the truth or they don't. And they look like they have some good, reasonable sources. So we're going to go through just exactly what the average college tuition was back in 1987 to 88. So, $3,190 per year. Per year to go to college, only 30 years ago, was only $1,500, give or take, a semester. Well, doesn't that sound great?
I guess you also have to take into consideration all the
You're about to say inflation, right?
The money.
This is taking. It says with prices adjusted to reflect 2017 dollars. So this is with inflation. Dang. So with inflation, they paid $3,190 in like today's money, and we're paying $10,000. That's a 213% increase. Now I'm wondering why. I mean, have we really changed the way that college works? You go to your classes, you learn some shit that you want to learn, right? It's 4 years. It's not like we're adding like, oh, and you also get a complimentary Mustang. We'll give it to you for free. They're not adding anything. You just go to class, you learn, and then you graduate. It's been like that for a very long time, right? And private schools, which who cares about that, right? The average tuition for a 4-year private institution was $15,000. Now it's $34,000 per year. So that's pretty good. But all I really care about is public, because that's what most people are doing, is public. Yeah, it's pretty sad, and it's gone up substantially, obviously. With, let's see, public, it went from $3,000 in 88, and then 98 was $4,000. That's not really that big of a deal, right? But wait, something happened where from 98 to 2008, it went up about $3,000, and it's jumping up almost another $3,000. What do you think is the cause for this? Because I have some ideas on why tuition is going up. What do you think?
They want to profit out of it, obviously.
They want to profit? That's
They're building these buildings for no reason.
That's a good point. Now, you might want to clarify on that, because just building buildings, people are like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what buildings?
I don't know, just like buildings that are unnecessary.
Okay. I will jump on that, and let me take a look at something. I'm going to look something up. So, for our school, I'm not going to tell you which school it is, right? Now, we have ASU living arrangements, right? Hey, I said ASU. There's other states other than Arizona. Well, now I just really told him. Okay, forget about everything I said.
You're great.
I know. I just literally said, do not tell them. And then I'm like, well, at my college, insert name here. So, on campus and off campus housing, they have a lot of interesting ideas about how college students should live. You have a few that are, no joke, luxury, like skyscraper almost sized condos that students are supposed to live in. Now, who do you think pays, or at least subsidizes, that building to be done? Well, if it's for ASU students, who pays for it? ASU, for them to be built. And then where do they take that cost?
ASU students!
That's where they put it. So they're building all of these crazy, unnecessary, like, oh, we have a pool on the roof, and we have a track on the 3rd floor with a garden in the center and a waterfall. It's like, how about this? Knock $2,000 off the tuition. I will live in a 1-bedroom on-campus slum. I don't really care. Like, the reason I'm going to college is not so I can live at a luxury on-campus suite. The reason I'm going to college is to get a degree, learn, and that guy with the leaf blower outside is very annoying. I tried to ignore it, but he is out there with a leaf blower just going at it, man. But as far as on campus, it's like, it's crazy. They're putting in all this money. Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to talk over this leaf blower.
This always happens every morning. This is what wakes us up at 5 in the morning.
We get woken up by leaf blowers.
Construction workers right behind us.
Did I tell you what happened the other day when I was reading? So I was reading my religion class book.
We just
right?
totally went off topic. But
yeah, we'll get back to why college is stupid and it sucks. Downstairs, they were using I think he said it was a hammer drill. I don't know what that is. I imagine it's a hammer, but it's a drill, right?
Hammer drill?
So hammer drill. I didn't know what it was. I'm reading my book, listening to some lo-fi, just kind of chilling, got some incense, setting the mood for a good reading, right? The maintenance guy downstairs, not letting anyone know, was smashing in the roof to put in like a new fan.
From downstairs?
From downstairs.
What the?
So all I hear all of a sudden is, and I'm like, what the hell? And I can like feel it shaking, and it sounds like.
I've been so afraid.
I was, because I didn't have the TV on. I didn't have anything. It was just me hanging out, and all of a sudden you got this like minigun going off around. I was thinking, is something in the house like falling apart? And then it happened like 3 more times. So later, I was like, what the hell? I went downstairs, and then I see the maintenance guy come out. I'm like, hey, do you know what that sound was? He's like, oh yeah, I was using the hammer drill. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah. I kind of looked at the other apartments, and I'm like, man, I hope nobody's home. I was like, what the fuck? You could have let us know. I had a heart attack. I tossed my.
It sounds like a bunch of gunshots.
I know. I tossed my book in the air. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What did you do? Go under the bed or?
Yeah, I went under the covers.
What did you do? Just sit there?
No, I stood up, and I immediately went outside. I thought maybe someone's trying to use some tool to break in. I don't know, hit the door. I don't know what thieves do these days, but anytime I hear a sound, I usually just open the door before they get away.
Which is bad. Trying to get shot, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really care about getting shot because whatever.
Okay.
Life can end at any time. Might as well go outside and find out what the noise is, right?
No, you're terrible. Don't take his advice, please.
Okay.
Unless you want to die.
Back to the subject.
Okay.
Tuition is expensive. So we covered one reason, right? They want money. I mean, everyone does. That's fair. 2, building a bunch of buildings. I think at our school, they have 3 buildings going in all at once.
Not even more than
They have a senior citizen living arrangement for alumni that went to our school. Why would you need to build campus housing for old people? It's cool, you get experienced people next to ASU. But who do you think pays for that? It has to come from somewhere, and it comes from tuition. They're just raising it and raising it and raising it. And another reason is, I hate to say it, some people that have jobs at ASU just shouldn't have jobs at ASU. You have counselor counselor assistant, secretary to the counselor assistant's janitor. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They make job titles up. Just you have some people that their job is to take papers from somewhere and deliver it to another office, and they pay them however much they pay them, at least minimum wage, and it's like the money is an expense to ASU. To balance out expenses, they have to make revenue. Revenues are tuition. The more unnecessary jobs they add, the more they're going to have to raise their tuition.
Mm-hmm.
I say, let's keep the professors. Let's get rid of all these programs that are just totally unnecessary. If you guys ever go to college, or if you're in college, you'll notice they have 1 million plus different programs that nobody uses. Unless I'm alone, I'm not using the I am a son of a 9/11 victim counseling group. You know what I mean? I get it that it's like, okay, that could be important for some people, but is it necessary to have somebody who is working and getting paid to do that? Do we need all these extra specialist groups? Do we need 15 financial aid officers per
Like the other day I went to advisement, and I went to go talk to my advisor, who I thought was my advisor, because they told me he was my advisor, but he tells me, "Oh, you're gonna get transferred to your actual advisor soon." I'm like, why are you telling me why are you guys telling me you're my advisor if I'm gonna have a different advisor?
And he was in the advising office, so he's obviously on the payroll. But it's like, if you're not the actual advisor, what do you do? And can your job be replaced so my tuition can go down?
He was like, yeah, I can't tell you that information. You're gonna have to talk to your other advisor.
It's like, then you don't work here because you're not helpful.
And then I was like, well, who's my advisor? Oh, you don't get an advisor for like 3 weeks. I was like, wow, please give me answers, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's your job.
It's like that.
We're paying for this.
It's like that everywhere. And we have a bike valet, right?
Yeah.
There's like 2 people at a time at the bike valet. One, do we need a bike valet?
That is so true.
Do we really?
Why?
Do we really need a bike valet? You can't put your bike in a bike rack by yourself. You have to launch it to somebody. Here, I'm late for class. Put my bike away. And why do we need 2 per stand? It takes 1 person to put a
They're
bike
just sitting
in a bike
there,
rack.
Just on their phones, and like,
Exactly.
That's a good job,
it's like get rid of the program. Get rid of it, and our tuition will go down a lot. There's just so many things that can happen.
And a tutoring desk. They have someone that sits at the desk, obviously.
Yeah, like a receptionist.
Yeah, and they just check the students in. I'm like, okay. I asked them, do you guys have any study rooms? They'll be like, yeah. I just slide my card and go in.
Okay.
And they're here working on their homework.
Yeah.
Just sitting down, just chilling,
and it's like
working on
the
their
tutoring
homework.
room. Why do we need to sign in for a tutoring room? It's not like they're keeping track, like, oh, this guy has not been to tutoring. It's optional, so why don't you just go in, find a tutor, and leave? Exactly. Why do I need to sign in? Why do I need to sign out? Like, remember when I went with you the first time?
Yeah.
I was like, why do I need to sign out? Why do I need to sign in the first place? Shouldn't I just be able to walk in? I need some help. Boom, done. You know what I mean?
Did you see them?
Yeah, they were like doing their homework, and they were like on their phones. They're like, oh yeah, anyway, back to calculus. But so that was just a little rant about college, because man, it is expensive. By the time I'm done with college, I could have bought like 5 Lamborghinis and a house. And we went with the smart route of going to community college. But you know what? If we didn't, what would that be? 10,000 a year? We'd be 40 to 50,000 in debt.
In debt.
Yeah.
No.
Yikes. So just to kind of wrap up the show, we have a little bit of a fun note, because I know that was kind of depressing to hear about why college is so bad.
Gotta tell you the truth.
Yeah. So
don't go to college. Just work a minimum wage job all your life.
No, don't listen to her.
Yes.
Go to college. Just make sure that you're careful on how you approach debt. Community college first. That's just like a no-brainer. And then just try to save up some money so you can just pay for it in cash.
This guy. He knows more than I do.
Now, to wrap up the show, we have a fun quiz for our co-host Mercedes here. We're going to be doing
known to fail quizzes.
Yes, known to fail. Yep. just ask her professors, right?
Hey! That test today.
So this is going to be an Overwatch quiz. Overwatch quiz. Now, for all of you who play Overwatch, you can play along on the radio or whatever you're listening to us on YouTube. So
Probably
I'm
just
going to ask you five questions, right? Now, these questions are going to be about characters, not about locations, so you don't have to worry about that. But they're going to be pretty detailed. Like, you'd really have to know the character, and you really have to know the game.
The only person I know is Moira.
Okay, then I have a question about her. So if you don't get
I don't know anything.
I know
She's a mad scientist, too.
Okay, then in that
She
case...
squirts purple things.
Be gone, thought!
Be gone, thought. That's what I say to you right now.
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm gonna do a buzzer, right? And it's gonna be ding if you're right, if you're wrong. So are you ready?
Sure, whatever.
Alright, here we go. What is Mercy's real name?
Iskranska. I'm just kidding.
Iskramza is definitely wrong.
Mercy? She looks like
Angela.
Angela. She does not look like
Angela Ziegler. She's from Switzerland. Angela, think Angel, Mercy, Angel, Angela,
I
right?
would guess Angelica.
You said Schliegen Schleigen, so
I was just kidding.
you weren't even close. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
this one's an easy one. If you've actually played the game for any time, you'd be like, this is easy. Who came first, Orisa or Wrecking Ball, also known as Hammond or Hamster?
Orisa.
Okay.
Don't
I'm just kidding. Ding, ding, ding.
I was
You
about to
got
say,
it right.
Wrecking Ball just came out, so
Okay.
don't even be
See,
surprised in my life.
that was your easy one. That was just a test if you were paying attention.
Oh.
Okay, now here's one that you're probably gonna get wrong, but we'll try. What is the name of Genji's ultimate ability?
Seeing Chai
That was racist.
Wong!
And that is.
He says something like that.
He says no chinamana. Yeah, you're right.
Wrong.
That's 3 wrongs from Trump. Dragon Blade.
Dragon Blade?
Dragon Blade. Think about it. He has a sword, and a dragon comes out of it when he first activates it. Dragon Blade. Come on, use your brain, brother.
I ain't got no brain.
Now, how about this one? What animal is Bastion's pet?
Bastion
Bastion
no
has
bird.
a pet. Oh? You were right. I did not know you would get that. I thought you were going to be like, Bastion has a pet? Is it a
No, he has a
robot?
pet on his shoulder. Or
Oh, what? See, there
Or
you
is it
go.
Mechanical soldier.
Now,
Soldier.
mechanical soldier, you just got soldier
I'm at
76.
shoulder.
So, how about
Shoulder.
this? Right now, you are 2 and 2. Wait, can I count? Hold on. Yeah, you're 2 and 2. You got 2 right and 2 wrong. This one will either say, I don't know what I talk about ever, or I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sometimes, half the time.
And this is the question that I was saving for you
That's more
because
Moira.
you think you know Moira. So, what occupation does Moira hold? What is her career or job?
She's a policeman.
A policeman.
Honestly, she's a secretary.
Secretary.
No, she's a lab scientist. What am I talking about?
Okay,
She's a scientist.
okay. I don't even know whether I want to give that to you because you said policeman and what else?
I'm just kidding. I did talk about her being a scientist.
No. You
Before we
weren't
even started,
kidding.
I said she's a mad scientist.
Okay, I said evil doctor, but I will also take mad scientist. Or, yeah, that'll work. Yay, you kind of know what you're talking about, even though you said policeman.
I'm just kidding.
You went 3 for 2. So, let's see how we did for time today.
Terrible.
Oh, we went 4 minutes over. Oh no.
Sorry, guys.
You know what? That's fine because
We know you
that's
love talking.
listening
love
to
hearing-
us talk.
Yeah.
So that was close enough. So we're going to go ahead and end the show on that note. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Leave anything in the
Peace, my
comments.
brothers.
Leave anything in the comments if you think she was bad or if you don't want to ever see her again on the show.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yep, we'll talk to you
I will
guys.
understand if you think I'm not a good person.
Shut up, you're so weird. So we'll talk to you guys later then. See ya.